All right, let's go to the questions you sent. So the first one is find the slope or the line that passes through the given points, and then state if it's undefined. If so, that would be one of our special cases. And then they want to say whether it rises, falls, horizontal, or vertical. So let me just start by writing down the formula for this. So the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And if you switch the order of those, like if you put y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2, that's fine. That won't make a difference. But you have to be consistent. It's one or the other. Don't mix and match the numerator and denominator of each fraction here. So we'll want to go ahead and label. So this will be our first point. So we'll call that x1, y1, x2, y2. Once again, doesn't matter which one I make the first and second point, just be consistent. X1, y1 go together, and x2 and y2 go together. All right, so I'm going to follow the standard formula right here. So let's see, this can be m equals 8 take away 3 over 7 take away 6. Okay, 8 take away 3 is 5. 7 take away 6 is 1. And it's nice to keep the slope like this if you're about to graph it. But if we're actually just looking for, what's the slope, we want to go ahead and simplify that. So 5 divided by 1 is just going to simplify to a 5, and we just want to leave it like that. Now, since it's positive, that means it rises, okay? Negative, it falls. If you get a 0, it's horizontal, and then vertical is when you have the undefined. So just to kind of talk about the different types that you can get. All right, let's look at the second question you sent. So it says graph the line using the slope and the y-intercept. So they're very specific on how they want you to graph it. So they're going to be very picky on what points you use, okay? So the first thing you have to do on a problem like this is you have to solve for y. So we'll go ahead, let's see, I'm going to subtract x. I'm going to wedge it right there in front of the 6 and between the 6 and the equal sign. So we're going to have 3y equals negative x, and then that's a positive 6, so I need to tack it on as a plus 6. Then next, we'll go ahead and divide by 3 everywhere, and that'll give us y equals, now there's an understood 1 in front of that negative x, so, or a negative 1 actually. So I'm going to write that as negative 1/3 x, and then plus 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now this is known as our slope-intercept form because it will tell me my slope, and it will also tell me my y-intercept. And so if you think about it, if you let x equal 0, y would have to equal that back number right here. Because if x is 0, it's going to get rid of that negative 1/3. 0 times anything is 0. So when I let x equal 0, it automatically y is going to equal that back number right there. And so that's how I figure out my y-intercept. So that's at 0, 2. And so my y-intercept when I graph that is right here. And then it says use the slope to find another point. And so my slope in this case is negative 1/3, or you could write it as 1 over negative 3. It doesn't really matter. We'll go ahead and stick with the negative on top, okay? And so it's rise over run is a little trick we do here to find out a secondary point. So since it's negative, I'm actually not going to rise. I'm actually going to drop 1, and then I'm going to run forward 3 because it's positive. So just kind of showing you the other way we could have looked at this. If it would have been positive 1 over negative 3, it would have been up 1, but then backwards 3. And what you'll notice is all three of those points, they all line up with each other. And when you're doing your homework, you'll have that line tool that should be pretty nice. You just need 2 points, and it should draw it for you there. So I hope that helps. Send me some more questions if you got them.